Welcome to the Group Chat Goes Live Slightly Salty Edition, where your three favorite troublemakers turn the chaos of the group text into a full-blown weekly show. We're talking real life, real opinions, and just enough sass to keep things interesting. No filters, no perfection. Just three women with big personalities, bold stories, and a habit of saying the quiet parts out loud. So grab your drink, brace yourself, and join us, because the group chat didn't just spill the tea, it went live.
Welcome back, everybody. Here we are.
I'm so excited.
I am so excited. Okay, so wait, my phone went off. My topic. I need my topic back. All right, so here we are, and today we're going to talk about others helping, which I think is a huge challenge. Because for me, and I think anybody can speak to this, is that it's very hard to ask for help.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable, and I'm just going to speak for me. It's uncomfortable. I feel like delegating is important, and I know it is, not only in business, but just in life. But I may have some other issues that have gotten me to this place where that's hard. But I am seeing the other side of it when I do ask for help.
Yeah.
And I do see that I have had people come to me and say, thank you. Like, thank you for trusting me to allow me to do this. I've had some people call it a gift, not just me, but when you trust somebody and you delegate or you ask for help from them, that they feel like it's a gift.
Yeah.
Because you're allowing them to help. So.
And I think you learn too, because we can't all know everything. So I feel like when you delegate something, someone brings in a different perspective too.
Absolutely.
That I think helps. But
Yes.
I suck at delegating. I am a control freak, type A personality, and you almost have to wrench it from my fingers for me to let go.
Yes. So that's what I want to talk about.
Yes.
Because is it being a control freak? Is it that you just don't want to put things on other people? Is it that there's personal things stuff from the little red wagons you carry behind you from the past that just make it hard to ask for help? What is it? Because I know it's not just us. I know that I have, especially with you guys, let me help you. How can I help you? I've said it a million times. I've said it to other friends and people that I know. I've said it to my husband, who tells me that I need to ask for help. But then when I say, how can I help you? It's even hard. It's hard all the way around for us, but it's important to do it because there's only so much time in a day. There's only so much of you available. And then if you're not asking for help, what is that taking away from? Is it taking away from marriage, friends, families, kids, your own self ability to help yourself and to rest, relax, and do all those things?
I feel like a thing that helped me, and it was with a coach one time, was making me work out what my hourly rate is.
Oh,
so
yes.
What is my hourly rate? And then every task was, is this your hourly rate, or is this you could hire someone or pay someone to do that for you? And then does that make you stay on the path to get what you need to get accomplished, but you're not down here in, the admin and, little things that you don't need to be doing. And that is control freaky as I am. And most of my issue is taking the time to properly train someone. I don't have the patience for it. I feel like you should know it. I hired you for it, but it's not their fault.
No.
I don't have it written out or a plan, so then I end up taking it back. But thinking of my hourly rate has helped me on that. But you are queen of delegation. So how did you shift from you running everything that was your own to then now handing it off to people?
Yeah, because like we said before we started, it was not easy for you when you grew the business and your people then became a bunch of employees that now you had to change the way that you were with them.
Well, I think in business, when you first start, you are everything to everybody because there's no other option. Unless you come with, a ton of wealth starting out, for me, I was starting with zero.
Yeah.
So I had to do all the accounting, all the scheduling, every little aspect of it. And you just get used to it. And like you said, like I just had a process, and I didn't have time. I didn't take the time to explain it to people. And I thought if I take the time to explain it to people, then I'm going to be even more behind because now, this kind of didn't happen. But something similar with figuring out what my hourly rate was changed things for me completely on the business side. And then I realized that I hired people that were way smarter than me and way better than me in all of the things that they were hired to do. So while it took a little bit of time to teach them like the foundation of who we were as a company, you just kind of let them go and do their thing. And each one of those employees showed up in a way that was so much better than I could have ever hoped for. And as you kind of get that experience, it's a little bit easier to become a little bit more hands-off.
So how do you shift then? Because I agree with you. We all went to the same coach, so we know our hourly rate. Because I've even said that. Like, I've talked to people about that and said, I've negotiated in my head when I'm doing something, is it worth losing that amount of money?
Yeah.
Like, this is what my hourly rate would be. Is that worth it? I would love to say that I do that every single time.
None of us do.
No. But so I agree on the business end because I think empowering the people that work with you and for you is tremendous because that's where real growth happens.
Yeah.
So when you're doing this every day in business, whether you own a business or you work for a business, you're growing a business, whatever that is, how do you go from being in that sphere and being so high-powered in that way and that mindset and shift when you walk in the door at home?
I think at home is where I struggled the most.
Yes.
Because in business, I had the people, right? But I felt like I was failing as a wife if I came home and my husband was cooking dinner.
Yes.
I felt like, wow, what kind of wife am I that I can't get a meal on the table? Or he would do the laundry or whatever that thing was made me feel so inferior. And he was doing it because he'd be excited. He's like, look, I made us dinner. And I was feeling like, great, one more thing I failed at, right? Like one more way that I'm not being a great wife or a great lolly or a great mom, whatever it was. Like the kids would call me and I'm like, I'm going to a meeting. Can you wait? Or they'd call and they'd be like, let me guess, you're going into a meeting. Okay, right? Like it was in those moments. And I had a really hard conversation with Jeff and I was like, this is really hard for me. I know you think you're helping, but really you're adding to my guilt, right? And it was in understanding his perspective of why he was doing it and that at the end of the day, the reward was quality time together.
Yeah.
Right? Now I don't have to come home exhausted.
Or have crock pot meals every single day of the week.
Are you kidding? A meal's a meal. I would take crock pot meals every day.
Oh, it got so ridiculous that everybody's like, if they saw the crock pot out, they were like, not again. I don't care what's inside of it. That was my way. I'm like, there's a crock pot. Throw it all in. Done. That's enough.
Right?
Yeah.
My family would have been like, what? We actually have a home-cooked meal and it's not takeout?
Yeah. I know. We had takeout, cereal. You want some popcorn? There's a Pop-Tart.
There's a whole bunch of ways to do a roast, a pork roast, a beef roast. You don't even know. Just ask me. No. I know 100 different ways.
But I think, too, at home, I had a hard time, especially when the kids were little, because one, I had a stable job that I left to do real estate. Then I felt I had the added pressure, like, okay, I got to make sure I'm making income and I make sure the kids are everywhere. All of it, because, I don't want to say it's my choice, but like I chose, for us to foster and adopt. I chose I wanted to be involved, but I also wanted to have a career. And then I cook, but it's not like like I'm a Susie homemaker type of person. And so, but I felt like I was trying to do all of it. And then it just honestly made me resentful.
Yeah.
And so with Terry and I had resentment that he didn't even know about. And I would be so overly stressed in my car to almost like a meltdown in the car. And one day I remember telling him, like, I can't do everything. Like, I want to do everything. I can't do it all. And at one point he was like, no one's asking you to do it all. And he would ask to help with things. And I'm like, no, I got it. No, I got it. No, I got it.
Yes.
And my got it was adding resentment to him that he didn't even know because it was just me trying to make it easy for everyone. Like I wanted the kids to be happy. I wanted Terry to be happy.
And it's hard to see the other side of it.
Yeah.
It's hard. Just like you said, I know with Brian, we almost got to the point where he was like, I don't want to do family vacations anymore because it is so miserable being with you, getting ready for a trip that you are not good until we actually get there because you're doing so much and not letting anybody help.
Yeah, that's how it is for me before Christmas.
Yeah.
Like there's so many traditions and it has to be a certain way and it's got to be this plate at this time and this and and I'm going to say something that probably isn't a popular thing to say, and it was a lot of times I think it's a pride thing. We think that no one's going to do it better than us. No one's going to do it in a way that makes everyone feel loved on or appreciated and those types of things. And my husband lovingly called me out on that. I mean, he wasn't as bold to say, like, you've got a pride issue, but he was like, I would rather spend the time with you in a relaxed way than this rushed, okay, what do you want to eat? Okay, can we, this hurry, this constant state of hurry. And so, I was teasing before we started, but we have someone that comes and cleans the house. We have people that come handle our dog.
Dirt.
Yeah. A couple of times a week, we have people who, take care of our, our landscape and our pool. And we're very, very blessed in those ways. But if I have someone coming to do that, Jeff and I made it a point that in that time, we are doing something together because I think I know me.
You'd add more.
I would.
Yeah.
And I don't call it a control freak. I like to call it a control enthusiast. I'm very,
very enthusiastic.
My house, we just call it batshit crazy. That's what we call it. We don't call it anything else.
No.
But I think too, like when you, like he doesn't mind doing the cooking. Like I feel like the same, like once I let go, like with Terry, the kids, like sometimes I'm like, you deal with them. Like I don't even want to know. I don't want to be involved in it. Or, we did Hello Fresh and sometimes Terry makes the meals. Sometimes it's the two of us in the kitchen making it, spending some time together. Like I don't feel the pressure, but also it's not just about time and money. Is the older I get and now that my kids are grown, I also want my own freedom, my own time, whether that's us cooking or, Terry and I going to happy hour or, we just randomly decide we're going to drive up to Payson and hike. That to me now is my time and worth it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do that if I didn't let go and have an assistant or, agents to trust. Like there are things now where my time is more important too. And I feel like that made a big difference for Terry and I too, is that I released that I can let someone handle business and go to Payson for a day.
Yeah.
Like the world didn't come to an end and I had fun. So
I think if we figure out how to replace the task that we feel we should be doing with something that's more rewarding or more important, then it's easy to let it go, right? Do you want to clean your bathroom or do you want to go hang out with your husband or your kids or your grandbaby or whatever, right? That's an easy choice for me. So, but if it's just, am I going to go do more work or am I going to go do, you know what I mean? Like, if the tasks are equal, then I'm going to feel guilty about it. But if I can somehow find a way to do something, like if I get to hang out with you guys, I don't care what's on my to-do list. Like I'll deal with it later, right? Because that's the trade-off.
I do think that it's just an everyday intentional struggle and choice, not intentional struggle, intentional choice with the struggle.
Yeah.
Because as much as I would love to say that I've mastered some of that, Brian cooks a lot, which is wonderful because he just knows. More than likely I haven't eaten all day because I'm going a million miles an hour. And so he's lovingly doing that. But he also knows how I feel about having a meal together.
Yeah.
And that's also the stressor that goes. And so when he does, I've given into that, which is wonderful. And I love that he does that. But also him doing that has shown the boys that it's not just, I know this sounds like old school, but it just is what it is. That they can also cook and do the things that they need to do for the people that they love. That it isn't just mom's job.
A girl job, yeah.
Yes, it isn't just mom's job or whatever that may be. But it's a struggle every day because you go into a certain mode. And I mean, I know I've even struggled with it with growing the businesses. I mean, Sandy and I have always had a really great, like we just get each other. So it wasn't a struggle in delegating for her and I.
Yeah.
But then as the business grew and more people came on, then we had to realign our relationship and how we did things and then delegate to others. And that gave us a lot of struggle between the two of us. And thank God we're so close and we've just done this so long together that we were butting heads because we were just in an uncomfortable place of having other people do the things we needed them to do.
Yeah.
Like there's just, it's like every day. I mean, and now that we've gotten past that place, we see that we're better together. The business is better. The people that are doing the jobs that we have hired them to do, like they're rising to the occasion. Like everybody is just rising to the occasion because we got out of our own way and asked for help and delegated. Yeah. But just in everyday life, whether that's it, even my kids will be like, let me help you.
I think that's a way that they show love, though.
Absolutely. Right? And I know that. I think we all know that.
Yeah.
But it's just, I think it's an everyday, I don't know, maybe just for me, it's an everyday struggle to just, because I feel like I'm doing so much that, like you said, to speak to what you said, like for Christmas, or I didn't want anybody to help me because I've been gone so much with work. I'm like, this is my gift to you. Relax. I've got it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And that isn't the way it's supposed to be.
But I think sometimes as moms, especially women moms who run businesses, whatever word we want to call that, is I think we overcompensate sometimes for our kids because we feel like we've worked so much that they sometimes were on the back burners. But I also think, because I'm, we'll do that too. But I think sometimes, we've talked about before is our generation, we're entrepreneurs. We wanted our kids to be kids, not latchkey kids.
Right.
But we may have went overboard to an extent where we've done everything to make everything so perfect for them that, and we don't allow them to see our craziness. I'm sure most of us lose it in the car or, we're messaging each other.
Nuts?
But our kids don't see
when
the chaos.
I look at my kids ranging in age from 21 to 31, they have no problem setting boundaries and delegating and asking for help.
Do you think maybe
they are so good at it that I'm surprised because that isn't what they're really good at it. Yeah. And we I don't want to say, but I feel like we did so much for them.
But maybe it's because they see what happens when you don't. Like, let's be real.
I want to be like my mom.
I mean, I think we all take things like
she has way too many drinks at night.
It's fine. But if you look at it, think about like our own parents. There's things that your parents. Maybe not Franny, because we all love Franny and she's perfect.
Shout out to Franny.
I know. But every other parent, right? You look as an adult and you go, I'm not going to do things the way that they did. I saw the mistakes they made, or I saw how this impacted them. Not even necessarily mistakes. You just choose to do things differently.
Yes.
And I think kind of most of us as parents do tend to coddle our children or help them. Like I stayed home by myself when I was, I don't know, way, way too young to be staying home by myself. So I did. I coddled my children along the way. And I think now, like my kids, that's not going to work for us.
I know.
I'm
You're
sorry,
like, what?
Like, that's who taught you that?
What language are you speaking?
Right. But maybe it's because we didn't think that they saw us burning the candles at both ends, or they didn't see us losing it.
No.
But maybe they did.
And I feel like, I want to agree with that because I feel like with our kids, like the boys used to say, they talk about working a lot. And I would say, I'm working a lot, but, you got to have that $500 helmet you had to have, to protect your brain, or, you got to have that scooter or go to these competitions. Wouldn't have happened if I wasn't doing this and had the flexibility. But I also think they do have more of a boundary of saying no. Like even in holidays, now that the kids are grown and they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm going here. I'm like, no, we're at grandma's, and they'll be like, well, I can be at grandma's for such and such, but then I'm like, I'm almost 50 and I still have to go to my mom. So you have to go. Like, I don't know who's setting what boundary here, but that's not how it works. Yeah. So I do think they probably saw us, we went to one extreme and now they kind of reel it in. Like Joey's big on his fun and freedom, and like he works and then he has fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where even when I worked full time with the kids, I was working on my side business. Like I never had where I just took off to have truly fun
Yeah.
that they do. Like they really do prioritize.
So I'm
that.
seeing that there's a connection between boundaries and asking for help. Maybe that's why I'm having a struggle here with all of this.
I think we all do though. Like, I mean, I can feel great about, asking for help. And then I'm going to scroll on TikTok and see someone starting their own sourdough starter. And now I'm like, oh man, now I gotta, or they've got an amazing garden, or they're, you know what I mean? They're knitting. And I'm like, there's
Stay
so many
off of
things
TikTok.
that I'm like,
That's like
I can't.
Pinterest is my nightmare.
That I don't do or I can't do, or maybe I should take more time, or is my family fulfilled because I didn't knit them sweaters and hats for Christmas?
They're fine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're, but you fall into that. And I think that there's always, I don't know if anyone's ever going to get fully past it. You just learn to, what do you not ever want to do again?
Oh my goodness.
Right? Delegate that.
Well, yeah. No, I just think that's why I wanted to talk about it. Because honestly, I just think delegating and just asking for help. Like, I'm not even going to put delegating there, because delegating has something to do with a list, and then you have to do all, like, just asking for help, like, is a struggle every day. But I do know that it's necessary for your own mental health and your well-being, as well as whatever relationship you have, whether it's with your husband, your kids, your family, your friends, the people you work with or work for you. Like, they have to see you in a space where you're willing to ask for help, where you trust them and love them enough to be able to say, I need help, or can you help me with this? Like, I just know on my end, I need that from people. I just sat with my son and had coffee and said, you're in an age now, you've graduated college. Like, I want you to know I'm here. Like, talk to me and let me help you. I need that. I'm like asking him for that, which I know he gladly does, because he's just an amazing human. But that's the opposite side. Yeah. Is I'm asking for something that is sometimes really hard for me to give other people.
Well, and I think when we have a little bit of a people pleaser personality,
absolutely,
that we tend to want to help everyone. That I feel like internally to us, we feel like we're helping ourselves, but really we're sometimes adding more work.
Yeah.
But it's a way internally that we think like, okay, if I'm helping you, then I'm just going to ignore what I need help with because that person needs help.
Yeah.
And then it is kind of a pride thing where if I have to tell you I need help
You're
on
getting really
something,
deep into my psyche now.
but I'm a people pleaser too, that I don't want to ruffle feathers.
I do avoid things.
And so
we all do.
And I think that's how you end up not delegating, because then you think, even in business, whether it's your relationship or business, if I have to ask for help, then I'm like, okay, well, I own this business. Shouldn't I know how to do this or do that? Or someone's going to be like, how in the heck are you running a business? Because I have no idea how to do this, but now I don't know who to ask because I don't trust that someone's not going to talk behind my back, and then I'm going to look dumb.
Well, it definitely is going to be trusted people. Those are the people that you...
And it shows our weakness, right?
Yes.
If I have to ask, somebody to do something, or I have to ask my friends to show up, like that's a vulnerable moment, right? And I'm not great at putting myself out there emotionally, Like if I called you guys and said, hey, I'm having a really hard day, can you meet me? And you guys both said, no, sorry, I'm too busy. Guess who's never going to ask again? You know what I mean?
Well, and that's the thing. When did help equal being vulnerable? Like, when did help stop just being help? Like, I need help turned into something completely different. Like, when did that happen to all of us?
I just think it's honestly online social media and judgment.
Yeah.
I think everyone's so afraid of being scrutinized or judged, and people thinking, oh, you shouldn't have taken that on. You have kids, everyone has such a different perspective of life and how a woman should be. And, we are in a different era. We have more female business entrepreneurs, moms, than we've ever had before. And I just think we're in a new era that we're so afraid of being judged that we're going to screw something up that then we don't. Or like, I take everything internally, and it takes a lot to ask even you guys, because I know you're busy and we all have our own stuff. And then internally, I'm like, I can't ask them. Like they got their own stuff going on, and then I'm going to deal with it. And then till I can't deal with it, And then I send you guys 1,000 memes of life. And then that's my sign. That's like my like smoke signal. Like, help me.
I need it.
But, so I just think it's judgment. We're so afraid. And I don't know why. The older I get, I feel like I'm having less that I care what people say.
Yeah, but look, I mean, we scroll online and we're only seeing the highlight reels. We talk about it all the time.
Right.
But when you see Susie Q, who dropped her kid off at soccer and is running a successful, business, and then is talking about, coming home and home cooking a meal and the newest book she's read and then all of the things, right? All of these boxes that are being checked off.
Yeah.
I feel less than if I don't have that same amount. It's, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, the world just is bigger.
Yeah.
Everything is bigger. What we know and see every day is bigger. Just adds to the load.
And I kind of think that this is one of the reasons why we decided to do this, right? Because so many people think that we have all of these boxes checked and we all know
they're all on fire.
Right? Right?
Don't say that out
Dumpster
loud.
fire. But we rotate it. It's not always all of us all the time.
That is a friend rule.
Yes.
Only one of us can be in chaos.
Well, and that's what I talked to somebody about, and they were like, "I'm so glad you're doing this."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, what is all the rest of it going to be?" And I'm like, "It's just saying the things out loud that you say potentially in private."
Yeah.
Because like what we say, we know other people are saying or thinking about. And it does feel bad. It's like even talking about this one subject, asking for help.
Yeah.
So many people labor about it. So many people are stressed out about it. They're overeating about it, overdrinking about it, overdoing all these things about it because they're not asking for help. So they're overdoing, they're stressed out, they're dealing with it in all these ways. So there's so many people that are dealing with it.
Yeah.
And just knowing that it's okay.
Yeah, I just think most people are afraid to ask. And so why not broadcast it?
Yeah.
Or maybe just try and give one little thing away. When your kids are little, they're 2 and they want to help. And you know that helping is going to take, 5 times longer. So you give them this remedial task that they feel like they're super helping. Like what in our lives can we give to someone who we trust and who loves us, that wants to help us, that will make them feel like they're helping, and it still moves your needle forward a little bit.
Absolutely.
But it's not something huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can say that here, and I'm going to go home and not do it. But,
I wish somebody would drive me around all day.
Oh my gosh. I would love to have
a driver.
When Terry is with me, I get so much done in the car all day.
I'm telling you.
I get half of it done. Sometimes I'm car sick after he's driven me everywhere and I'm stressed out.
Well, you see those shows where the person's sitting in the back and they're doing their work
away.
And they're writing and somebody's driving and they're getting so much done.
Yes.
Oh, that would be a love.
I know.
Well, that costs
Added
money.
to our vision board.
That's
Ooh.
true.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Goal is a driver.
A driver who drives well.
Although I sometimes have to take, though, because he does know where to take me to get my iced teas and my food. And if I'm cranky, he's like, do you need a snack?
If anybody sees my truck driving crazy, it is not me driving it.
No. Jeff corners.
All right.
Okay.
We're going to wrap this one up. Leanna, what words are you leaving? Words of advice are you leaving to our guest or our audience?
Take one small step and ask one person for help once this week. If we just do it once, then you get used to it and it gets easier and easier. Just ask one person to help you do one thing this week.
Love it. Stay tuned for our next episode.
Bye.
And that's a wrap on today's episode of the Group Chat Goes Live, Slightly Salty Edition. If you laughed, cringed, nodded along, or mentally texted your bestie, good. That means we did our job. Make sure you follow, subscribe, and slide into our DMs with your own slightly salty stories. You know we love the chaos. Until next time, keep your group chat spicy and the real world slightly saltier.